Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more adventures of Ash and Steel. Now the patch is here, finally it's with us, and there are a number of improvements. I'm just going to step away from Melt here for a moment. The first improvement, which you will not have seen, is on the load screens, where, at least for me, the circle of spinning dots spins more and freezes less. The saves don't necessarily load any quicker, but I get a better indication that something is happening. Well, that's got to be a good thing. Secondly, I can now speak to these guards.
Why is he wearing that junk?
And continue the quest to do with the chap who they've beaten up outside this camp. Not going to do that just now though, because I have something far more important to show off. The most obvious change that I hope you all noticed fairly quickly is that there is a word imposed upon the compass in the top right hand corner of the screen. And that word changes based on the time of day or night to give us a better indicator of what sort of time it is, and if we might want to rest or not, if all the NPCs will have gone to bed and we're going to get robbed out in the streets late at night or something. You know, that kind of thing. There's been lots of other changes, and I do mean a lot, and I haven't even looked at all the patch notes. I remember reading the pre-patch notes where they highlighted some of the things that were going to occur. I am getting some performance improvement while running. I'm still getting a bit of a performance hit from recording, but overall I'd say slight improvement, and if I fiddle with the settings I might get even better still. For now though, if you've been paying attention to the video title, you should already know what I'm doing. We are running back to the Hobster camp, where hopefully a certain note has shown up. And I'll tell you what, I know it has because I recorded this episode once already, and because I've been out all day getting exhausted and I've got an early morning, I set my recording software to record the wrong game, and you just got a black screen with my commentary and the game's audio, and it wasn't very good, so I had to scrap that recording and do it again. Of course, one of the changes of the patch is that the Woodcutter's Quest should now give the correct rewards if you do it as well as we did. And I'm missing out on the Woodcutter's Trousers. As we have previously covered, as the game freezes as I attempt to load up the inventory for the first time since saving, hey, remember, it's always a bit slow getting started up. The quest should have given me the Woodcutter's Trousers, which, when combined with the Woodcutter's Clothing, would increase my strength and stamina by 3, which would allow us to use the two-handed combat axe much earlier, among other things. There might have also been a different financial reward, a few more coins or something, I don't know. And I did say that when the patch came, I'm quite near the beginning of the game, I'm reasonably happy with starting again and playing up to around this point. Around the point of getting to Woodcutter's Camp. But what I might do, since I can now also do the Dregs of Society quest, is check I can get the reward from Woodcutter's Camp off camera, and then go through the village, meet Fox, meet the merchant, offer to help him with the wheels, do not fight the hobsters, come along here, maybe get the potion from in there, go but this way, deal with Fox, go back to where I was over there at the start of this episode and pick up from around that point. Then skip the journey with the ranger to the city, walk to the merchant's camp and resume the episode from there. And then with the trousers and the top, I should have an easier time fighting the hobsters and getting into this camp. Speaking of the camp and getting into it, here we go. And as we enter the camp, we see the friendly yellow sparkles of something wishing to be interacted with. Let's go pick that up at long last. And we might as well read it while we are here.
Looks like things won't be all that simple.
And of course we have Hobster's terrible spelling to contend with. Robbed cart, tuck for wheels. Glyn tuck for shield, but he dumb. It has meany holes. Went back to his cave close by. Traded for drinksies with Smelly from cemetery. Took to his house with a German accent. Umko took for make something under the bridge. So fortunately that tells us where all three of the other wheels are. There's one down there by the cave. Oh look, we got that one. One under the bridge, we got that one. And if we could have equipped this axe, we could probably tackle that big bad wolf a little bit earlier. Although I'm not holding out too much hope or making too many promises just yet. For now though, let's go pick up that fourth wheel. And a little something else while we're at it. Obviously I can't go to the hunters and get the correct reward for the quest now because it's completed. But you know what, I'm only level 5, I can do this again. However, it is pushing 1:30 in the morning. I do have an early morning and had a long exhausting day just earlier. So what I might do is pause recording once this quest is done, which I'm absolutely doing for therapeutic reasons because it's been so long, and then, you know, resume the episode. That pig is up there on the top of that cliff. I do know how to get there. It does involve dodging a very tough monster and it's very worth getting. Anyway, as I was saying, what I might do is pause recording here, record the other stuff off screen in the daytime when I can't record and have free time to play about, and then pick up again when I'm able to record. Now, while we're here, let's speak to this chap. So, obviously that means I wouldn't have very much to upload tonight, so I think I'd just record some more Swordhaven, because that's doing really well on the channel at the moment. Now look, while I'm here... Ooh, the lag. Right.
Listen, I'm not trying to disturb you. I was just wondering if you have any cartwheels.
Maybe I do. What's it to you?
Some hobsters took those wheels off a cart.
So what? Going to town and buy some new ones? I'm planning to make a water wheel out of this one.
It's kind of small for that sort of application. Besides, it's more than just a simple wheel.
What is it with you and this wheel? I traded it fair and square for some hooch.
How about this? I'll bring you another bottle and you give me the wheel.
2 bottles. And you'll have to promise to never bother me again.
Deal.
Here you go.
Here's your booze.
Take your wheel and get out of here.
Now, before we leave, we will notice that the magic ring is back on the table and it's white. It's not a red item. This doesn't count as stealing. So we're just going to say to him, hey, do you mind if I take this? And he'll say, just shut up and get out of here. I don't care. We now have the Iron Strength Ring. And equipping that should grant us 2 strength. Come on, game. Which will then allow us to equip the two-handed combat axe. 15 damage. Our damage has gone up like 7 whole points. It's really impressive. Well, 6 or 7. And now equipped with a deadly weapon, we can be a much bigger threat. If we had the trousers, we could have equipped this even earlier still. But hey, that's what the replay is going to be for. Here we go, let's bring these wheels back and get this task off our quest list. Additionally, restarting from beginning means we won't have the 2 extra points of dexterity we got from accidentally duplicating the dexterity potion.
Any luck?
Here you go, mate.
Here you go. Elegant slippers for your beautiful maiden. Magical ones, even.
Maybe they are magical. How would I know? I mean, it's clearly a grand cart, and who can tell with those nobles?
Where did you get a grand cart? You don't exactly look like a noble.
That's because I am but a simple man, and Eleanor came to me by the hands of fate. It's quite a story now that I think about it. Should I give you the long version or the short version?
Go on, tell us the whole thing.
I've got time. Tell me everything.
Well, there I was, travelling through the forest with my wares. Running late I was, and threw caution to the winds, risking a shortcut down an old track, so I happened upon a band of swashbuckling bandits. They were in a dreadful state, blood everywhere. It appeared that they tried to waylay someone, but that someone had fought back most impressively. I could see they were all quite badly wounded, and their eyes were brimming with fury, for they hadn't come away with the prize they so desired. I was sure they would toss me in a ditch. They clearly didn't have enough strength left to do me any serious harm. However, I was tender prey wandering into a lair of beasts. They weren't about to let me go either. Their leader glared at me, then shouted for his men to put their knives away. "You're a good man," he said. "Won't you share your wares with suffering men? We are in much need, and you will be rewarded." What choice did I have but to part with my goods? Besides, their knives weren't too far out of reach, so I said, "Take everything, brothers. I am only too glad to share." But I was on the verge of tears. What if they killed me? And if they didn't kill me, however was I going to live with no wares to sell? The leader looked at me, came up to me, and drew back his hand. I fell to the ground right then and there as a plea for my life. "Get up," he said. "You're a good man, and we are not evil. We are, in fact, most honourable. I shall give you my own noble cart."
I think he was
Then
being
he
sarcastic.
took his raised hand and pointed at the cart in such a regal fashion. The others began laughing uproariously, and there I was saying, "Thank you. I am most grateful for your kindness." I hitched up the cart in the darkness, thanking them for their generosity, but when I looked at my sacks, they lay almost empty. The leader watched me, then with a wave of his hand stopped everyone and said, "Worry not, you will make your profits back in time. Travel without fear until winter," he said. "No one will lay a hand on you." He gave me his word, then he snapped at his men. "You all heard that right?" And they all nodded to a man. Then he got right up close to me, looked me in the eye and muttered, "Just don't go flapping your tongue, good man, for every echo reaches me. Are we clear?" "Couldn't be clearer," I answered. "I won't even remember this place. I saw nothing." He gave his approval, then let me go. I started away from there, and as soon as I was out of sight, I took off as fast as I could. I hurried towards home, then realised I had forgotten the cart was a grand one. So I hid in the barn until morning. I took a closer look in the daylight, riddled with holes, all ripped apart and covered in splinters. And yet, so beautiful. I kept her for myself, changed out some boards, added some shelves and a bench to sell my wares, and began using her as a travelling storefront. She moved so gracefully, as though flying over the ground. Even after all the horses died off, it was no trouble to pull her myself. And that bandit leader kept his word. No one gave me any trouble until winter. I even carried passengers on occasion. those who needed to travel quickly or with less risk. And so I made up for those lost wares. All thanks to my sweet Eleanor. Quite a story, no? I hardly believe it myself, but there she is. My Eleanor. We're gonna get moving now. Thank you for your rope, and luck be with you.
I think the bandit leader he speaks of could easily be Nerest's missing son, or the red-bearded brigand who met us on the beach, and that all three could actually be the same person. For now, though, when are you leaving?
When are you leaving?
I've already arrived.
I thought you were just passing through.
Not exactly, no. I'm here on important business, perhaps the most important of my life. I'm going to build my house here.
How unexpected.
That's what I'm aiming for. No nasty types will come looking for me here, but it's not too far from the city.
All right.
Anything I can help you with?
Well, you've certainly done enough already, but one as my witness, a skilled helper wouldn't hurt. I'm waiting for something to be delivered right now. Come by in a few days.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the game here. Come on, game. I pressed the escape key. There we go. Lovely. Here we go. And then I will go replay this opening section of the game, keeping roughly
I have cheap food and expensive gemstones.
Oh, you're all right, mate. Keeping to same choices I made, but when there are differences, I'll record them. That being said, I might just, I'm not going to be doing that tonight. I'll probably do that the next night. So I'll either release this just as it is, or I'll stop now, record something else, and upload this when I've got more to pad out the episode with. So for now, see you all soon. I've apparently got plenty of work to do.